Hello, Pulp Hounds. How are we? Sorry I've been away from YouTube. I mean, just life sometimes gets in the way and prevents you from having time for doing YouTubey stuff. And I'm sorry we're not doing this at my desk. I normally do these openings and unboxings at a table, but I'm working on a massive painting. It's taller than me. It's not for anything fun. It's not a fun painting. It's not monsters or ghouls and things like that. It's kind of a commission piece for an event that's happening for the Jubilee. It's a job. I'm an old punk. I don't really want to get involved, and I don't go politics on my channel, but it's work, so that's taken over my life. But the people that commissioned it are quite happy, very happy, in fact, with it so far. So that's all good. In the meantime, I've been playing my game. Let's get some old ghost and horror books off of the internet and see what we get. So, if you've not seen one of these videos before, my rules are, it's got to be a hardback for some reason. I don't know why that's a rule, but I make the rules, so it's up to me. It's got to be published, the edition that I get has to have been published before 1980. Ideally, if there's no accompanying cover photograph or anything like that, that's ideal. I just like it to be a mystery. Some I kind of spot and think, oh, that might be interesting. But I don't look at, if it's an anthology, I don't look at what stories are in them or anything like that. I just wait and open them with you lot. So I've got a stack of things, some bigger than others. That's the one I actually started opening. So I ordered a book quite a while ago and started opening it, and then thought, oh, why don't I wait and see if I can get and do a 5 mystery horror hardbacks. And these are genuinely mystery ones because I ordered them for my next YouTube video. I've not done a YouTube video for about 4 or 5 weeks. And I ordered them for my next YouTube video. So they've been sat in my living room for ages, just gathering dust. And I have a similar kind of... I could retain memories. I'm kind of on a par with Viv from The Young Ones, who kept losing his memory, so he had to stop sniffing Ajax. My memories along those kind of lines, so I honestly can't remember what the heck I've bought. But, like, me from off of history, well, I'm trusting myself that I made some decent decisions, book-wise. So let's have a look. This pile's been in my living room, like I said, for weeks, and I've kind of been like, oh, I really want to open them. Should I just open them? And I thought, no, I've got to find some time and do it on camera for all my wonderful Pulp Hound viewers. So we're actually going to start with the one that I've started opening. Now, this one's from Goldstone Books. I actually quite like Goldstone. I get a few bits and bobs from them. Oh. It's got no dust jacket, but I can't remember which one it is. Let's just get rid of the packing slip. There. So that's book number 1. Let's go on to book... No. It's... It's Doomed to the Night, edited by the incredibly talented Ron Chetwynd Hayes, an anthology of ghost stories. It looks like quite a decent, I don't know if you can see that. Looks like quite a decent contents kind of page. But yeah, we've got A.M. Burrage and Joseph Le Fanu. I love Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu, genuinely. But, like, he's over-anthologized. But there's, like, Martin Armstrong, Amelia Edwards, Richard Middleton, and... The Day That Father Brought Something Home, which is a wonderful story by Ron Chetwynd Hayes himself. It is an ex-library. Which library was it stolen from? Cardiff Public Libraries. Sorry, Cardiff Public Libraries. I don't mind getting ex-library books, especially for this type of video. Another one of the rules is it's got to be as cheap as possible. So I think this was about £2.20 including postage. So yeah, I actually remember. There we go. I remember ordering that one. I would have liked it to have come with the dust jacket, but I'm sure I'll be paying a lot more for a dust jacket when the book is fine and readable. So that looks quite cool. Right, what else we got? This one I got from Reuse a World. So I do get bits and bobs from like Reuse a Book and stuff like that. I mean, they don't package them very well. They're just in a plastic envelope. I bet this is killing you. Oh, it's got a dust jacket. I bet this is killing you if you're listening on headphones, all this rustling. It's got a dust jacket. I honestly can't remember what this is. So, let's do the reveal on camera. Supernatural England. Eric Maple! Eric Maple. What have we got? We've got vouchers for delicious wine. £75 off wine. Now, the kind of wine I buy is literally called red wine. It's $2.99 a gallon. Imagine the amount of red wine I could buy with a £75 voucher. Is that all the bump come out? That's lovely. Eric Maple. It's got a skull on the front. I love skulls. Eric Maple, he's such a dude. So it covers the romantic north, the romantic north. Mate, Eric Maple, if you're still with us and watching this, come with me to West Street in the centre of Sheffield on a Saturday night. The tram needs like a cow catcher on the front to get through. The things you will see are far from romantic. Mysteries of the Midlands, Eastern Journey, the horror in the home counties, the sinister south, and ghouls of the golden west. Now, this is very cool. I do like this book. When was this edition published then? It's a Robert Hale edition. It's a 1988 reprint. You see, I thought it would be 1977. Because it was published, it will have said 1977 on the listing, but it's a 1988 reissue, so it's a kind of a cheat, but I didn't know. Honest. Yeah, Eric Maple had a series of 3 books published by Pan. Is it The Domain of Ghosts, The World of Witches? No, Domain of Devils, The Realm of Ghosts. Basically, like haunted, witchcrafty things and that. Things of that type. And he also appeared in one of my favourite newspaper articles ever about a chap who inadvertently does voodoo on his boss using confectionery. That is an absolute classic of British witchcraft. So yeah, Supernatural England, all about... Oh, it's got photographs in as well. Where's that? That's Bury Pomeroy Castle, Devon. So I love these books about Supernatural England. If they're a little bit older, just these kind of stories that get a little bit lost, stories and legends of scary places in the UK. I do enjoy reading those. On to number 3 from Book Barn. So let's have a look and see what this is. The two I kind of remembered. When I saw it was the Chetwynd Hayes anthology. I remember kind of finding that online for very, very cheap and just kind of going, well, it's a Chetwynd Hayes anthology. You know, he edited the Fontana Ghost book for so long. There's going to be some good ghost stories in it. And the Eric Maple one, because I do like Eric Maple. This looks... Wow, look, I honestly don't know what this is. Look at that. This is an oldie. Let's... Oh, hang on. Book Barn International. Oh, right. Okay, so this was just listed as Tales of Terror and Wonder with no author and a publication date of quite old 1887. I remember. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, and I just saw Tales of Terror and Wonder, an edition from 1887. Like, I don't know what it is, but it was I think it was about £2.50 odd, this one, including postage. It's part of Morley's Universal Library. So what's in it? It's got an introduction by Henry Morley. I'm guessing this looks really gorgeous. You need to... I'm sorry, I'm looking at it downwards on my knee. There's poems and all sorts, and the pages are all cheap and different kind of lengths in the from distances away from the spine. It's all poems. Oh my word, this has done the rounds. This has had a heck of a journey from San Francisco State College. I'm just going to give us 1 sec. I'm just going to see if I can find a contents page. Right, so you learn something new every day. So Tales of Terror and Wonder are all poems by Matthew Lewis, who wrote The Monk, and which is one of my favourite books. I do really love The Monk. It's a bit of a slog to get through. But when it goes for the kind of occult, satanic terror, it's peerless. And it's a collected volume of 2 separate volumes, Tales of Wonder, Tales of Terror, and they're kind of like lovely sonnets and all sorts of stuff. And now I'm not a huge fan of poems and poetry. I've got I think 3 books of poetry. One by H.P. Lovecraft, which probably doesn't count as poetry, but it's technically poetry. So that's, and I'm really chuffed with that. 1887. It's a really little interesting piece in my collection, and I'm really chuffed. I keep showing it to you. There's not much to see, I'm afraid, folks. I'm really just genuinely chuffed with that. I do really love The Monk, and I've never read anything that Matthew Lewis wrote, so I'm pleased with that, genuinely. That's turned out really nice for me. Turned out nice again. Right then, big purple one, madam, from don't know, no idea. I'll open it up and slide the thingy off on camera so we can all see it. Is that the front? No, that's the front. Oh, Mr. James. Oh, the M.R. James Book of the Supernatural. Now, introduced by Sir John Betjeman. Yeah. Oh, I'm up to £150 worth of delicious wine. Free! That landed in my book again. So, this is a... Oh, there he is. Look, there's the dude. Monty! What a genius writer. What an absolute genius writer. Now, I don't think for 1 second there's going to be anything in this book that I haven't already got by M.R. James. That creeping darkness, that malevolence, that sinister, unpleasant, like guttural fear of the unknown that he could capture. Honestly, for that kind of thing, I think he's unsurpassed. I've read books that have freaked me out. Adam Neville always seems to manage to write something that really disturbs my brain. But just for that moment of like something's coming and it is going to get you, nobody beats Monty James. So, oh. Oh, I am chuffed. Okay, so the stuff in this, that it's heavily illustrated. It's beautiful. What a lovely book. So when's it from? 1979, edited by Peter Haining. So this is the M.R. James Book of the Supernatural. It's ex-library. I'm going to take that. But with ex-library books, the dust jacket is always protected. You might have a little sticker on the spine you need to get rid of, but your dust jackets are going to be in pretty decent shape. So there's obviously stories by Monty. There's some remarks on ghost stories by Dr. Montague R. James. All sorts of bits and bobs. An essay about medieval ghost stories. The novels and stories of Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu, a lecture by M.R. James. So there's a couple of Le Fanu stories in here. Oh, there's a tribute to M.R. James by Christopher Lee. This is a thrilling book, and it's so heavily illustrated. Lots of lovely illustrations, and it's part factual. There's a whole bunch of stories in there, and it looks like it's in decent nick. I've got a little bit of work to do to de-sleeve the dust jacket. The back's the same as the front, by the way. I'm really genuinely thrilled with that. Style-wise, it's alright. It looks a bit modern for my bookcase, but it's lovely. But just all the stuff about Monty James, I am gonna. That's first. I've just finished the last book I was reading. I got some. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chuck Flanuick. I've just finished Snuff, and I was going to read Doomed next. They came in at the charity shop I volunteer at. But no, I'm going to start. That's definitely coming next. So 4 for 4 at the minute. We've got 4 winners. Well, we haven't. I have. I hope number 5 is a win. Now, this is in a proper book mailer. Who's this from? Because they deserve credit for sending it in a book mailer. It just says Outer Circle Business Park, Lincoln. Oh, it's in. It's printed on their packaging. Anybook.biz. Now, I've had books from Anybook.biz before, and with it being a cardboard thing that you can just rip open like Amazon, it can go straight into your recycling. It's not a stupid plastic envelope. I'd forgotten I'd ordered this. I am over the moon because this was stupid cheap. This was like £2, and I think that they maybe didn't research this book. They just listed it on I think, was it Amazon for £2? It was £2 and a bit, including postage. That's awesome. I totally forgot that I'd ordered 50 years of ghost stories for this video. Let's just test it and see how wonderful it actually is. Oh my word, that smells of must and paper and ink and decay and the sweat of the hands, terror sweat, as people have been holding this on a night, reading it kind of. Oh, so what have we got? We've got a little sticker on there. That'll come off dead easy. I'm not going to do it now. I need to sit and work that. But oh, look at the spine illustration. Oh, that's. Now, these 50 years books are fabulous. I love them. But they've been creeping up, I think, in collectability. And I think there's only one. I think there's the 50 years of horror, I think. Or 50 years of creeps or something like that. The rest, 50 years of spy stories and that. They look lovely on the shelf, but it's not something I'd buy to jump into reading. So I am over the moon, and I'd totally forgotten I ordered this. And it was one of those that I ordered and thought, it's unlikely it's going to arrive. It's unlikely it's actually going to be the thing that I want it to be. So what have we got? It's obvious stuff. Look, M.R. James. Oh, Cecil Binney. Yes. Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. Oh, is that it? There isn't a lot of Let's turn it around and you guys can have a proper look. I mean, it's not bad. Edward Bulwer Lytton. Oh, it's The Haunted and the Haunters, which I've got in many anthologies, and a beautiful early edition of The Haunted and the Haunters. But it's fine. It's a great story. Mrs. Gaskell, the old nurse's story. Sir Walter Scott, The Tapestried Chamber. A bit of Le Fanu. Green tea. I do really like green tea. I know it's a bit obvious. Oh, hang on. No, I jumped 2 pages at once. There's another 2 pages of contents. So that's what we've got. A bit of Algie Blackwood. Percival Landon. Oliver Onions. Vernon Lee. Mrs. Oliphant. What's on that side? Anne Bridge. Oh, Violet Hunt. Ex-Private X. Yeah, I've got Ex-Private X crops up in a couple of kind of anthologies from the 40s and 50s. When's this from? Oh, this is gorgeous. I'm really chuffed with this, and I think it's actually in pretty decent nick compared to a lot of others that other copies I've seen. No, I don't think it's got a. Oh, look, it's got. Oh, that's nice. So it's got the original booksellers. It's not a stamp. It's a tiny little sticker just in the back. The House of Andrews, Durham, for over 125 years. Noted for books, stationery, fancy and leather goods. I want some fancy goods. I want to go and buy a book of spooky stories and some fancy goods. How cool is he? Like, skeletal executioner dude. Oh, this is gorgeous. It smells divine. I can't stop smelling it. Ah. Right. So that's my 5. They've just all fallen down. That's my 5. I don't think I've done bad. Considering I spent about like 14 quid on all of them. I'm quite over the moon with what I've got. So I'm back trying to keep up to my video schedule. I'm not necessarily sticking to days, because once the day had gone, my brain had kind of go, you've missed your day, so you don't. So do one next week, and then I'll be busy and blah 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 blah. So I'm doing 2 videos a week. 1 books, 1 music, vinyl. Although this week's is, you'll see when I've recorded it and put it up there. But there's going to be a books and a music every week. I just can't commit myself to a day that is video upload day. So just keep checking. I'm not one of these guys that'll be like, subscribe, click like, join my Patreon, follow my OnlyFans. Like, my can you imagine my OnlyFans? Heavens, it'd just be me and like Calendar Girls, but with like copies of Guy Smith's The Crabs, like placed in certain. Sorry, that's gonna put mental images in your heads that you really don't want to be there. So yeah, twice a week. Do keep checking if you want to. If subscribing would help you remember, if there isn't a specific day, then go ahead and do it. But I don't want to sound like I'm sat here going, please subscribe, please subscribe. If you like what I do, you'll subscribe. But so yeah, it's nice to be back. It's nice to see you lot. Thank you for your comments and support and everything while I've been away. And I shall see you wonderful, glorious and rabid pulp hounds in the next video.